How we doing, fellas? Now, I know I haven't put up a video in a few weeks now. Last week I didn't play at all because I was a lovely combination of tired and broke. Yeah. And then the week before that I only played the first draft because I was just tired. I didn't feel like sticking around for the second draft. And so this is from 3 weeks ago. And these two draft decks from 3 weeks ago, and there's the one from 2 weeks ago, and nothing from last week. So, without further ado, I can't remember which of these was first and which was second. I want to say this was first draft, so I'll cover this one first. I'll cover it first. This was a little bit on the weird side. This was red, white, and blue. The white was kind of a splash. What I've got here is 2 Boros Cluestones and Is It Cluestone for mana fixing, all well and good. For creature control and removal, I've got a Paralyzing Grasp, a Massive Raid, a Blasted Genius. I think I had a second blast in the deck, or was that sideboard? No, it was sideboard. Okay. I had a second blast in sideboard. It was foil. It got kicked into the prize pool. I didn't get it back. Blah blah blah. It's all right. I had an Assembled a Legion in this deck, which was really nice. When it came up, it pretty much won the game for me. But that didn't happen as often as I would have liked. What else? Anyways, as I'm going, Flyers, Flyers and Evasion, I guess. A Tower Drake, a Soulsworn Spirit, a Flux Charger, Metropolis Sprite, an Ascended Law Mage. 3/2 flying hexproof for 4 mana is not bad at all. I also had the 2/2 bird, the Runewing thing. I had a foil one of those in the deck. It got kicked into the prize pool. Splatter Thug and Riot Piker, both very solid. Riot Piker not quite as solid because it has to attack each turn if able, but hey, you know what? First strike, it's nice. Martial Glory, nice little combat trick, can frequently effectively be a removal card. Or help you sneak in a win, you never know, right? Blood Rush creatures, I had a Shanktail, a Rubble Belt Baka, I had a Pyrewild Shaman who got kicked into the prize pool. I ended up getting him back afterwards. Yay! Now this was interesting. 2 Murmuring Phantasms, 2 Lobber Crews. Lobber Crew is nice. And a Doorkeeper. Doorkeeper, when you've got 4 other guys with Defender in the deck, is kind of funky. Unfortunately, the Doorkeeper really didn't come up much, but I was infamous somewhat in Return to Ravnica draft for like grabbing Doorkeepers and using them to help people out. Because I'm like, hey, why not, right? Right? Yeah. I did pretty ho-hum with this deck, really. If I recall correctly. It's been a few weeks. None of these decks actually did terrifyingly great, to be honest with you. Take a quick peek at the sideboard. We have a Wear and Tear, definitely a sideboard card, but not a bad sideboard. Scorchwalker just didn't make the cut. Night Watch didn't make the cut. 1,000 Lashes, that was definitely a hate draft. Traitor's Instinct didn't make the cut. Phantom General, no real token creatures, who cares? Unflinching Courage was a total freaking hate draft. Actually, it couldn't have been a hate draft. It must have popped up early and I just grabbed it. It could have been hate draft and I wasn't sure which. Maybe I wasn't sure what direction I was going in at the time. I don't really remember. But that thing's ridiculous. It's pretty much just a reprint of Armadillo Cloak from Invasion Block. Colorless white green enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has +2/+2 trample and lifelink. Yeah. That's huge. Draft those. Even if you're not playing white or green, just draft the damn thing. It doesn't matter. Take it. Centaur Healer. It's a relatively solid card. Naturalize. I just stole from someone's sideboard when I snapped that up. Who cares? Chemister's Trick. Pretty much no one uses it. It's not necessarily bad, but at best it's a filler card. Guildscorn, Ward, Enchanted Creature has protection from multicolor. No one plays that. Shielded Passage, no one cares. Righteous Charge is an interesting little thing, but no one uses it. It'd be better if it was an instant. Crackling Perimeter is a cute little card. No one really uses it, though. You have to get a crap ton of gates in order to use those, you know what I'm saying? Uncovered Plans, no one really plays it. Oh yeah, and a Watery Grave, that was my keeper out of this mess. Can't complain about getting a Shockland. Hello. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. Prize pool and such, I got the foil promo Breaking and Entering. Yay! I think it means I have 4 of those now. Angelic Skirmisher. 2 Wild Shamans. Got the one I kicked in back, you know. And Fire Rain Avenger. All well and good. It's a cute card. I like it. I don't have a deck to put it in at the moment, but it's a cute card and I like it. Actually, I think maybe I do have a deck I can put that in, now that I think about it. Oh, pardon me. Second draft that night. If I recall correctly, there were no rares in this deck. Ended up going red-green with a little bit of white. Had a Rule Keystone, Selesnya Keystone Cluestone, a Selesnya Cluestone, Selesnya Keyrune, and Selesnya Guildgate in here to help with mana fixing, which was nice. Fixing and acceleration. Also, with fixing acceleration, I had Zertod Druid. These things get snapped up fast because they're pretty nice. They really are. First pick and keeper out of this. I did have a rare, but it wasn't really spectacular. It was Rorkthar the Unbowed. Yeah. I mean, he's not really exceptional or anything, but he's a cute card. Ruination Worm, another piece of beef. 2 Riot Pikers and a Splatter Thug, some nice aggressively costed first strikers. Annihilating Fire and Homing Lightning, all well and nice. Honestly, Homing Lightning's a weird card because even though I swear I don't see it as much as most of the other uncommons. Maybe that's just a quirk of distribution in the area. I don't know. Well, that's why they call it random, folks. Naturalized. Normally it's a sideboard card, as you can guess. I was kind of running out of good stuff to put into slots. Frostburn, weird. It's a double red, and replace the blue with just straight red for as far as this deck is concerned, you know. But it's a pretty solid card overall. From what I've seen, a lot of people don't draft it as highly as they should. That sucker's really good. Warmine Infantry, mostly a filler card. It's okay. It doesn't, Creature Beefers, I've got a Force Adaption and Civic Saber. Civic Saber, always a nice card. Brushed Rider, this is one of those cards that people don't give enough credit to. It's a 3/1 Vigilance for 2 mana. Granted, the 1 toughness means it tends to crumple easily under any kind of removal or block. I mean, you just look at it funny and it dies. But it's a 3-power creature for 2 mana. There are plenty of times people see it coming and they choose not to block it with low toughness utility creatures because the utility creature is more important to them than the 3-point hit. And if you swing with this sucker and they do block with a utility creature, who cares? You've just taken out a utility creature. It's pretty saucy. It really is. So that's nice. Thrashing Moss Dog, 3/3 reach with Scavenge. It's alright. It's good to defend against flyers. Speaking of flyer defense, I got a Croconora, 1/3 reach, evolve, Croc Frog, 3 mana. It's okay. It's not exceptional. It's okay. Spire Tracer, 1/1, same blocking restrictions as you see on flyers. I mean, able to be blocked, that is. So it's an evasive little thing in green. That's nice. Green doesn't usually get much in the way of evasion. Some people call a trample an evasion ability, and yes and no, But whatever. White, Azorius Arrestra was putting just a solid little filler card. Sunspire Griffin's a nice flyer. Beckon Apparitions give me flyers. Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage is redonkulous. Just straight up redonkulous. It makes armies. Good size one too. Sideboard. Just pretty much a bunch of stuff that I really either was out of color. I didn't see any sense in running. Maze Behemoth, I thought was a little bit too high on the mana curve for what it did, and didn't have a whole hell of a lot of double color creatures. So, sorry, Behemoth. The Gargoyle I wanted to run, but I thought I was doing okay with what I had. Heroes Reunion, no one cares. I mean, 7 life is a good amount of life, but no one cares. Wolf Rider, 4/6 filler card for 5 mana. It's okay, but still a filler card. Shattering Blow, sideboard card, really, at best. Especially here. Racketeer, no one really likes him. Boros Mastiff, it's filler. I didn't play it. Maze Sentinel, once again, really high costed for what it does, and with the relatively low number of multicolored creatures I had in the deck, just not worth it. Transguild Promenade, didn't need that much mana fixing in the deck. I already had plenty. Crosstown Courier, 2 perks, Profanes for reasons unknown, whatever. Simic Keyrune. The Simic Keyrune's actually pretty nice. You know, it gives you a 2/3 hex-proof crab. It's pretty nice. Mind Static, it's a late pick, at best. Mind Static's kind of crappy. Some people look at it and say, oh my god, this is broken, blah blah blah, and it's just like, you know what, it's 4 mana for a counter spell. The only thing in its favor is that it's splashable. A 4 mana counter spell should, you know, at the very least be a hard counter with a rider effect on it. Like, you know, Rewind, 2 colors and 2 blue, untap up to 4, counter target spell, and untap up to 4 lands. Dismiss, 2 colors, 2 blue, counter target spell, draw a card. This is technically it's not a hard counter. Granted, making them pay an extra 6, it might as well be most of the time, but even still, it's not a hard counter. The only good thing I can say about it is like an extra 6 mana, at the very least an EDH, even that'll stop people from playing stuff, you know? But that's about the only thing I have to say for it. It's not a good card. Drown and Fill, ended up with 2 of those. It's ghetto removal. No one really likes it. People will sometimes run it out of desperation, and sometimes it works. Warped Physique is interesting. It can be removal, or it can be a cheap pump. Whatever. Fun stuff can happen. Look, Soldier Token. And from the prize pool, I ended up with Tajik, Blade of the Legion. He's funky. I kind of like him. He's a 2/2 indestructible. That alone makes him interesting. People are using him as general and EDH already. It's fun. Niv Migas Elemental, I don't think anyone really cares. Diluvian Primordial, no one cares. Foil Crypt Invasion, no one cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So give me a second while I put out the deck from the other week. Alright, here we go. So, some creature buffage. I got a Civic Saber, a Riot Gear, Skyblinder Staff, Forced Adaption, Alpha Authority. Alpha Authority was kind of interesting. I've seen other people run it. I gave it a shot. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I had some nice flyers in here. A Dagger Drome Amp, Basilicus Creature, 2 Rakdos Drakes. That's nice, especially the Screecher with the Extort on him. Speaking of which, Syndicate Enforcer, there's another Extort guy. Yay! Hindervines, in this deck it's mostly just a fog effect, which is fine. A pair of 3/3s for 4 mana, which is nice. One with Reach, one with Trample, both with Scavenge. It's not bad. Pair of Stonefair Crocs. Those guys were actually really nice. This doesn't get mentioned often enough. Those guys are really good in that color combination, especially if you have any way to buff them. They're pretty solid. Right up there with the Imp, you know, 1/1 flying lifelink. If you can buff that thing, that's awesome. Dreg Mangler, he's a pretty aggressive dude. He's a 3/3 haste with Scavenge. He's nice. The Karaz de Gorgon, I wish she'd come up more often. She was pretty awesome. She's a nice card. She's a nice card. Drown in Filth. As I said before, it's a ghetto removal card. It's mostly there as filler. As you can see, I cut the deck down to 2 colors. I was expecting to do a lot better with it than I did. Because, you know, there's no real mana issues. I got 1 guild gate with it. Whoop-de-doo. Granted, I had to run a few cards I would rather not have. Because I cut it down to 2 colors, like, you know, the Drown in Filth and the Aerial Predation main deck. It's like, really? I'm running that main deck? That's usually more of a sideboard card. Usually. But hey, it's there. Sinister Possession. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or blocks its control, loses 3 life. That will annoy the living hell out of people. I found that one out at the pre-release, you know. But yeah, it's not super great. But it's probably a higher than average filler card. Killing Glare is nice. Grisly Spectacle is nice. Just to go with it, I want like an artifact where the illustration is a bear with glasses that says Grisly Spectacles. Anything else in there? There was a foil Undercity Plague in the deck. The only time I even came close to pulling it off, it got countered, which irked the living hell out of me. Oh well. You know, got kicked back to the prize pool. I didn't get it back. I had an Obsidian's Aid in sideboard. I kicked that into the prize pool. Didn't get it back. I had Mizium Mortars in the sideboard. That was my keeper. What else did I have in sideboard here? I wasn't certain. I was thinking I was gonna go black, blue, green at first. So I had a few cards to support that. You know, like a Shamble Shark, and a Duskmantle Guildmage, and a Mortis Strider, and a Warped Physique, and a Haunter of Night Vale, and a few other blue cards as well, like a Runner's Bane, and a Paralyzing Grasp. I even snapped up a Asperia's Skywatch with that idea in mind. Psychic Spiral was kind of a maybe. Vassal Soul. Grizzly Salvage I ended up not using, I didn't care. Armory Guard was kind of like a late in one of the packs, didn't care. Holy Mantle was hate draft, and holy, yeah, when that came to me, I'm like, I can't pass that. You know, that's one of those, you know, right up there with I also ended up in pack when I hate drafted a War Leader's Helix. I can't pass that either. I mean, worst case scenario, if their opponent doesn't have a good target for it, that's still 4 damage to your dome and 4 life in his pocket, so that's an 8-point life swing right there, you know? That's not cool. Or he can take out a good, up to a decent-sized creature and gain 4 life out of the deal. I mean, yeah, it's 4 mana. You're not going to see it in normal constructed play. You're not going to see it in standard. It's not going to make the cut in pretty much any competitive constructed deck, but it's a really fun card, and in draft, that's nasty. Nasty! Oh, she's such a nasty girl. Anyways. Clear a path, destroy target creature with Defender, who cares? Rarely playable at Riot Control isn't necessarily bad. A Cluestone. Cluestones are always fun. I like them. Stolen out of the prize pool, I also got a Stolen Identity, which is fun and annoying. A Consuming Aberration, which is alright. He's cool. And FNM promo, Judge's Familiar. Yay! Judge's Familiar. Indeed. So hopefully I'll be able to make it down to draft tonight. The other week when I only played 1 draft, I bought 2 drafts worth of packs, and I just took off. Didn't stay for 2nd draft because I was just tired. Just tired, and I didn't want to be there till like 3 in the morning, whatever, blah blah blah. So I've still got the packs hanging around. I haven't opened them. I'm not gonna open them. I'm saving them for the next time I draft, you know? And of course, watch this be the time where I open the pack and just see like all stuff that I should keep. I'm gonna open it up and it's just like, oh, let me see here. Oh, Shockland, Shockland, foil Shockland. You know how it is. I could see it happen. I really can. I really can. Alrighty. Catch you later, fellas. Be good. Stay safe. Happy drafting. Yada yada. Oh, and play MechWarrior Online. It's free. And don't be discouraged by the trial mechs. They're kind of assy. But once, get your cadet, play your 25 games of the trial max, get your cadet bonus, get yourself a good, solid, medium, or low-end heavy, and trick it out. I heavily recommend the CN9AL Centurion. I play that with Endosteel double heat sinks, a 250 standard engine, 2 large lasers, 2 medium lasers, loaded up with armor. That thing's really fun. Don't get into direct confrontations with ADO enemy mechs. Support the team. And if you see, a high-end assault or something wander off by himself, circle around. Just run over and run circles around him and shoot him. He can't keep up with you. You're too quick, and you've got enough firepower to be a real threat to him. It's fun. Alright. Be good, fellas. Stay safe. Happy gaming.